Audio article by the Common Constitutionalists entitled Enough with the Recusals. Republicans Need to Fight Back. Here we go again, Republicans shooting themselves in the foot so as to not look bad or appear guilty by association, even when there is no association. First, Attorney General Jeff Sessions, one of the most honest and well-respected members of the Senate, recuses himself over absolutely nothing. On March 2, 2007, A.G. Sessions proclaimed that he, quote, never had meetings with Russian operatives or Russian intermediaries about the Trump campaign, and the idea that I was part of a continuing exchange of information during the campaign between Trump surrogates and intermediaries for the Russian government is totally false, unquote. In other words, Sessions did absolutely nothing wrong. As a senator, he met with the Russian ambassador as he had met with many other nations' ambassadors. Sessions said that his staff advised him that since he was involved with the campaign, he shouldn't be involved in any campaign investigation. He then said he recused himself in, quote, any matters that deal with the Trump campaign, unquote. The fact is that selected, not elected Senator Al Franken and the Democrats had made up the story of Sessions' meetings, as he said, continuously with Russian officials. This was a false allegation, but it didn't matter to the Dems. They wanted the new AG taken down a peg, and unfortunately for us, the Republican capitulated. They now have their precedent set for further recusals should they insist. As an aside, whenever you hear conservative critics ask why we should elect Republicans when, win or lose, the Dems still act as if they run the place, this is what they mean. So why do it? To look like a good guy above reproach? Reproach by whom? The dirtbag Democrats or the equally dishonest press? Isn't it about time we stop caring what these snakes think or say of you and us? In the end, what does it accomplish? Ed Rogers of the Washington Post had a similar sentiment regarding the Dems. He also said at the time for Sessions not to do it. Quote, it won't buy you any peace. They will only come at you harder. The more you feed them, the hungrier they get. In situations such as these, where baseless allegations are coming at you in every direction, it's best to hunker down and let the howling mob exhaust themselves. The Democrats are fishing here, and no Republican should cooperate, unquote, Rogers wrote. This is what I mean by precedent. During the next fishing expedition, whatever the made-up claim of wrongdoing is, they will be able to claim that the A.G. Sessions recused himself for far less. And son of a gun, there is a next time. Doubtful it will be the last. Next up, Representative Devin Nunes, chairman of the House Intelligence Committee. Yesterday, Town Hall reported that, quote, last month Nunes held a press conference in which he claimed to have evidence to suggest that Trump's transition team had been spied on by Obama intelligence officials, news which somewhat vindicated Trump for tweeting an unsubstantiated claim that he had been wiretapped. Democrats on the committee were frustrated that Nunes did not share that information with them before going public, unquote. Of course he didn't share the information with them. They are not to be trusted, and Nunes knew it. Mark Levin interviewed former CIA analyst Fred Fleitz regarding this very event. Fleitz believes that Obama officials used FISA warrants to, quote, target members of the Trump staff during the campaign, unquote. He claims that Nunes, quote, found the goods that Susan Rice actually was involved in abusing incidentally collected intelligence to target the Trump campaign and the Trump transition, unquote. Fleitz adds that he believes there were, quote, whistleblowers in government who did the right thing by not going to the press. They went to the Intelligence Committee, unquote. They also did the right thing by not going to other governmental officials, many of whom are still Obama holdovers. Yet still, in his statement Thursday, Nunes explained that several complaints have been filed against him with the Office of Governmental Ethics. Those claims, he said, are false and baseless. Yet, in light of the controversy, he believed that stepping down from the investigation was in the best interest of the committee. Nunes, like Sessions, did absolutely nothing wrong but upset the Democrats. So the complaints are completely phony, but for the sake of the swines on the left, he also recused himself. The modern-day Democrat Party is like terrorists, in that you cannot negotiate with them nor give any ground in search of some false promise of peace or cooperation. They have no interest in getting along or working with Republicans. Isn't it about time the Republicans start acting like winners and fight back rather than constantly capitulate to the losers? Thank you for listening.